facts. He was so confident that the next day, he decided it was time to make something more advanced. Breakfast was simple. But today, Chef Cat had a bigger dream. Today, Chef Cat wanted to bake a cake. Now, baking a cake requires patience, careful measurements, and a calm kitchen environment. Unfortunately, Chef Cat believes cooking should involve absolutely none of those things. The moment I placed the flour on the counter, Chef Cat appeared instantly like a tiny furry inspector. He stared at the bag of flour with intense curiosity. Then he slowly reached out with his paw and touched it. Nothing happened. So he touched it again. Still nothing happened. He decided to step directly into the bowl of flour. Suddenly, the kitchen looked like it had been hit by a small snowstorm. Flour was on the counter. Flour was on the floor. Flour was on my shirt. And somehow, flour was also on Chef Cat's nose. Chef Cat looked around proudly, like he had just invented powdered sugar. Next came the eggs. Chef Cat, however, believed eggs were small round toys that needed to be chased across the counter. The moment I placed an egg down, Chef Cat gently tapped it with his paw. The egg rolled. Chef Cat chased it. The egg rolled closer to the edge of the counter. At that moment, I realized something very important. Eventually, after surviving the flour storm and the egg chase, the cake batter was finally ready. We placed the cake in the oven and waited. Chef Cat sat directly in front of the oven door, staring inside like a scientist observing a very important experiment. I placed the cake on the table and called Chef Cat over for the most important moment. The taste test. He walked over slowly, sniffed the cake carefully, and stared at it for a few seconds. Then he looked at the cake. Then he looked at his empty bowl. And then he looked back at me. A parody cake was not the masterpiece he had imagined. Because, in Chef Cat's professional opinion, everything would be better if it was tuna.